Globe 10. But now we finally get away for the German GP round 5 of HL. I forgot what season it is. I think it's 21. Speaking of 21, add 11 to that, and there's 32 laps to come your way as HL begins. Bringing up on Paul Farkon, Ian Toaster, familiar foes in UMRL on the front row, side by side, and Toaster with a lovely executed move. Oh, I think H-Prix wide as Belgrade is already out the race. Disappointing for Di Martino. Oh, pinch to the inside. Piggy getting absolutely annihilated at the start, but Toaster leading. Oh, sorry. Let me calm down. Aston takes the lead with a beautiful move there. He's just gone up from fourth to first. Stunning stuff from the JL champion. Is now Strudel, his JL rival, coming at Toaster, who's in second. Albona up to fourth from seventh. And Di Martino up on the hard tires from 8th to 5th, and now he goes at Albona. Despite having the hards, he goes for it again. Doesn't work for the second lap in a row. Might be better to just stay in the slip at this point. But your second and third have pulled away. Justin has had it. I mean, Justin is gone. Justin is gone. What's happened to Pop? He's all the way down in 7th, having started on mediums, as Di Martino's been pinched to the inside by Albona. I wonder if that's because of what happened last week between the two of them, as the Archons have just swooped past Di Martino and Chloe. This looks like a lag rocket. Let's wait and see. Okay, everyone's safe. Everyone is safe. And now here comes Peto, the winner in the sprint. Let's see if he's going to try and make a move. This could be a lag rocket. Nope. Everybody somehow making it safe except for Sigma Bob, who then uses the trailer. I don't think that's ideal. Oh, my. Okay, yeah. To summarize that, Juan and Sigma Bob lost out hugely in absolute chaos. But now that's allowed Piggy to move a little bit back up the field again. But if you're looking at your top 3, Strudel with a bit of a mistake, Toaster following, but Toaster side by side. This is allowing Albona to close in as your top 4 have cleared away from the rest of the field with Di Martino and I think that's Kalitka. The two JL rivals there going at it. Kalitka off the back of what should have been a JL podium, and he'll know it. He started off strong here. Beto now coming at him. Di Martino in 7th, Mika up into 8th ahead of Glow, who started 10th, is now 9th. Kalitka with a mistake. Drops back down to 7th. Beto saying, yes, you know what that might mean. If he does not make the mistake this time, he'll be sorted, and I think he's held on this time after staying S. So, okay, Di Martino then goes and sends it, takes him off the track, and he's down to 8th place as a result of that. Yeah, interesting little start. Toaster's dropped quite a bit. He's now behind Albona instead of just being behind Strudel. So Albona, of course, in the championship fight, especially with Kohler not being there this weekend again, now up into 3rd and maybe looking to gain huge points. Justin looking for his second HL victory in succession. And Strudel, of course, looking to creep his way into contention too, if he can. As they're behind the pack, you've got Mika and Beto going at it again, just like they did in JL earlier on. Mika coming out on top this time, but Piggy up into 6th. His recovery job begins as Juan and Di Martin. Oh, what? No. That is a very dangerous rejoin. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, that rejoin will probably be looked at by the stewards at the end of the race. As no, another lag rocket. This is. I don't think this might be personal, but I don't think inducing lag rockets is allowed. I don't think so. I think that is very dangerous because it can lead to incidents. As now Piggy's been edged off by his Kenza teammate, and now Peto and Mika go side by side again. Is there going to be chaos this time around? Mika ahead, Peto back ahead. So this is the fight for P6 going on. Piggy behind, Mika and the Kenza sandwich with his VLP. Oh dear. So far, so good between the 3 of them. I mean, it's been clean. It's been relatively clean, yeah. Because now Piggy goes back for the move. Mika sends it on Beto, sends them both off the track there. Loses out in the process as Di Martino overtakes him after he went off. But Justin in for hard tires, Strudel in for mediums, Toaster and Albona in for hards. And now, look, the rain could be on its way here. Kalitka leading for the first time in HL as well. Oh, no. Wait, what am I saying no about, actually? Absolutely nothing. We continue. Kalitka in front, Justin already on his tail, though, trying to make the move, as now Strudel's trying to get past Piggy. who stayed out a lap longer. He stayed out until lap 9. Someone being called out for a TP, who's by Ricky, as now Kalitka, Piggy, they both come into the pits. There's Bob crossing the start finish line down in 7th. And I mean, there's fake rain, and that's going to compromise a few people, I think. But I think everyone's still good. Di Martino down to 3rd. Strudel making a mistake, though. That's allowed Di Martino to come back at him. He's going to try and take second. Oh, my word. Strudel, if you pull this off, he has actually pulled it off. Great stuff. Di Martino then goes and sends it, but he's on a different strategy. So that's very interesting from the Frenchman. As now Peto comes in from behind the two of them, Di Martino having to stay put at the moment, but that's held up Strudel a bit in his pursuit of Justin, whose fastest lap is a 30.68. And yeah, so far so good amongst the drivers. It makes sense that it's further back. The two Mazos, so fourth and fifth. And I mean, the field's relatively spread out. I don't know when the last time HRC took a victory was. I think the last time they took a victory was with Girona, but I think that was in Portugal at the start of last season. So if Justin can secure this, which it looks like he will do, it will be HRT's victory. So yeah, you're going back at Kalita at the side, and he makes the move stick better, then tries to follow his teammate through. Doesn't quite manage it as Kalita's been blocking the slipstream with Piggy. Bit of a lull at the moment. Looking at the tempo, okay, wait, I think I'm breaking up a little bit here. As yeah, wait, just to double check, if people can hear me, say I. I don't know why, but we're on board with the Mazos. Wait. Okay. Testing. We've gone through some audio issues here. I think your man Jacob Rebecca from board with the team has been overtaken yet the toast. The Frenchman is going quick moving to this point. Interesting strategy from him. Is he going to try and make the move or is he going to stick in the slipstream and toast it for the time being? That's in the slipstream. We've got the two Kansas side by side further back. Both of them with a little bit of bad blood in the chats as of late. But now Peter makes the move. Piggy went wide, and now Piggy's back behind Felipe. He'll be looking to get past him. ASAP, he waits his turn for spending. Waiting is not recognized by child drivers most of the time, so that's refreshing to see. As now he does make the move, and Beto goes a little bit wide. That allows Picky and Kalitka into the slipstream, but he's blocked up his teammate there. And now Kalitka and Beto side by side. Kalitka is he going to make that stick? Beto goes for the switchback on him, and that's a lovely executed switchback after a brilliantly attempted move, and he holds the position. But I don't think Piggy will be too impressed at the moment. This fight for P6 is one of the only fights we're really able to keep an eye on. There's also a fight for P9 between Bob and Ricky. Bob with an aggressive swipe over there. And I think Kalitka went past Beto up ahead. And now that's allowed Picky through. Picky now going down the inside of the Russian. I mean, no, sorry, the Ukrainian. My bad. My apologies. Sorry, Kalitka. If you hear this, I do apologize. That was a mistake. Cloud's coming back out. As I think Di Martino's decided he's trying the one stopper. Oh no! Oh no! Okay, wait. You're allowed to do that, right? I think, yeah, the two compound rule goes out the window. So it is a rain race. So Di Martino going with one of the most ambitious strategies I've ever seen in HL. And I think we love to see a little bit of variety like this. He stayed out for 17 whole laps on that first set of hard tires. So he's going to the end. Everyone else still needs to box. Beto using the trailer of Kalitka this time around. Piggy making the mistake. Kalitka through, Beto also through, and Piggy edged off the track. Oh dear. But I don't think either of them better wouldn't have known that as they I think Kalitka made a mistake. Bob trying to hold oh yeah. Kalitka went off the track there. I think he was edged off. But Di Martino makes his move on Bob, and now he can scamper forwards. His target is a top five. I don't think he's had a top five so far. And okay, Bob. I think he tried something a little bit out of impatience, and he's forced to stay behind Di Martino for the time being as Peggy makes his second stop. He follows Glow and Juan in doing so. Glow up into 11th place. Di Martino now going after Kalitka. These two fighting this season heavily in AL. They've had some good battles along the way. Di Martino now takes his P6 as Glow follows. Miko is yet to come in for his second stop. And speaking of second stops, Justin in, Strudel in, Albono and Toaster all into the pits for their final stops. This is good points for Mazza and the constructors, but I think VLP will still maintain their constructors lead. I could be wrong about that because I don't have the standings with me right now. But now Albono has Di Martino already trying to fight past him. What a move from the Frenchman. He, of course, is going to the end, and so is Albono. Albono's his tires are 3 laps. Oh, no. Okay, mistake his lap, sorry. Albono's tires are 3 laps fresher than Di Martino's, but Di Martino is a fighter. He gives his all with every race as he tries to remake the move. Albono tried to squeeze and Di Martino said, no, this is mine. This is mine. Scotland against France, not the most usual battles unless you're in a FIFA World Cup qualifier as Albono sends it. Di Martino! My goodness, man. What a switchback that was. That was a super switchback, but Albono will be getting frustrated because he is losing time to the drivers up ahead, including his own teammate Toaster at the moment. And of course, the championship is still up for grabs at the moment for the Scotsman. He dismissed his championship chances in an unknown chat. I think it was earlier this week or the previous week. And I mean, so far he's still got a very good chance. He's still got Strudel and Justin to potentially fight out. But first, he needs to get past Di Martino on track. Di Martino making it difficult for him, actually putting on the boxing gloves. Albono edges him a little bit as he goes through. I don't know if there's a little bit of lag. That might be, but he does take P4. That is a little bit of lag, actually. As Di Martino then goes around the outside, it's going to rain. That is huge. Di Martino in a fantastic position here to potentially get a top 4 because when it rains, he's going to come in and his tire, oh my word, he's making the move once again on Albono. What a move once again by Di Martino. The strat has worked out a charm. He's one of the only ones, along with Bob, who went for the one-stop strat. Let's see if other drivers are going to box this lap. I think it is heavy rain, so they probably will. But Justin in, Strudel in, Toast in, Di Martino in, just ahead of Albono. And then you've got Bob, who's recovered up into P6 ahead of Piggy, Glow, Beto, who pitted recently, Glow onto the wet tires, Kalitka in P10, who also pitted relatively recently, so he lost out too. As Di Martino and Albono ghosted for each other. Let's see how this one pans out. The hairpin has been Di Martino's overtaking John. Oh my word. Oh my word. Oh my word. Oh my goodness. Okay, I won't lie. I'm impressed. I'm genuinely impressed. Oh, Albano sends it. I think, yeah, he sends. Oh, Di Martino makes a mistake. Albano follows, and look who else joined the UMRL. 2-time race winner, the HL one-time pole sitter, the AL pole sitter, and Victor Sigma Bob. As Albano goes after Di Martino once again, is he going to make it stick this time? Di Martino using that switch back to good effect once again. Albano ages him a little bit there. Now it's a three-way fight as Di Martino holding up Albona. Albona being held up by Di Martino, trying to make a move, but there's a rock-solid car in front of him as now Bob tries to look for any avenue that he can to get past as Albona makes the move this time around. Is he going to make a stick? Oh, he takes P4 for the time being. Bob now up into fifth on his screen. Di Martino still in fifth on his screen. Now both of them going after P4. Oh my, no! Whoa, 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 whoa. Messy there, a bit messy there, a little bit messy there. Now this has brought in Piggy. Oh man, I love seeing racing. I won't lie. I love seeing racing. Is now Bob going after Di Martino? Is the Wall of France going to hold that position once again? He's going for the switchback once again, not quite able to take it. Bob in fourth. Italy, France, and Scotland all against each other. France going down the inside of Italy. I think he's going to make the move stick, but he pushes Bob off. Albano comes through. My word. Albano comes through again. Into P4. Di Martino coming back at him. I don't know if I'm audible at the moment, and if I'm not, that's a bit of a shame because I'm sweating over here. And now we've got a Brit also coming into. Oh, Di Martino edged a little bit there by Albano again. And now here goes Sigma Bob coming after him. Scotland against Italy, like it's a World Cup qualifier. Scotland was ahead. Now Italy is in front. Now, can Bob hold him off, or will Albano have a say as these two are breaking a little bit away from Piggy and Di Martino, who now fight amongst themselves? England against France, a rivalry we've seen so often in many ways, shapes, and forms. I'm loving this, man. I'm loving this. But I can imagine for drivers, this is a nightmare. Di Martino takes P6 once again. I think Albano was edged a little bit there by Bob, but I think he's still in the slipstream, or is he? I don't think so, but he can take it into the hairpin, and I think he has, as Piggy being held off by the Wall of France. What's next? It's dry. So I wonder if anyone else is going to follow Kalitka and Glow in boxing, as now I think. Oh, Di Martino's decided. I don't think that's the right call, though. But after Bob made the mistake and gave up P4 to Albano, Di Martino deciding to go for a gamble because he has nothing to lose at the moment. Better not take seventh. I think he'll hold on to that seventh unless Di Martino produces two absolutely wonderful laps along with Glow in ninth place. Those intermediate tires still relatively fresh. Now we've got a three-way fight for fourth place. Piggy now through on Albano, who made the error. Bob followed in making an error. And now Albano, oh my word, Piggy makes that position stick. And now Albano and Piggy side by side. I forgot this is the final lap as well. So soon we're going to need to pan into Justin after watching what has been a thrilling fight for fourth. Piggy, he's fighting, oinks back at him to take fourth place. And now, can Albano resist the fight? I don't know. But Justin is going to come home and win again in HR. What a drive by Justin. And Albano's put through. Scotland says no, Scotland forever. He's going to take it, surely. Because now they come across the line. He's going to take it. My word. I think I might get heart palpitations after that, you know. Di Martino's gamble didn't work at the end. Same with Glow. But we're going to watch this battle. Ricky be caught by Kalitka, who's punted him a little bit, but he takes P10 Kalitka on those fresh softs ahead of Ricky Mika. And then you've got Juan in 13th place. You've then got Phoenix in 14th, Mystic in 15th, and Gail Pratt in 16th. Not the ideal weekend for Juan, actually. But, whoa! Someone needs to let these guys know they can't type in chat. But I'm going to go through the order at the end of this race because I feel like that was cinema, especially that fight for P4 after what was relatively dirty at the start. My word, I'm so sorry, guys. This was an exciting race. I'm sorry about the mic quality at points, but let's go through the order after what was a thriller in HL. So, Justin, fifth to first. He took first with a lovely little move. I think it was on lap one, or was it on lap two? Where he just romped up the field and never looked back. And that's his second win in a row with two different teams in a row. HRT back on top, Justin on top once again. Strudel in the VLP once again in second place. Good drive from the Czech driver, and his championship chances, they're still there. They're still there. Toaster Back in HL, back on the podium for Mazar. Great drive for him. I think that's his first HL, I mean, no, his first podium in the feature race for Mazar. He scored a podium in the sprint before, but that's his first in Mazar colours on the podium in a feature. Albano, after the thrilling fight for fourth, he managed to just about nab it from Piggy in the Kenza. Piggy, of course, in the. Oh, no! Piggy in the championship fight himself. I mean, that was a thriller. Fifth, fourth, and fifth. Bob in sixth. Peto in seventh. Then you've got Di Martino, who many drivers will probably applaud, not just for making the hards go that long. Hard tires, 17 laps in the first stint. Then the rain fell, and then he produced a sequence of switchbacks every time in that battle for fourth. That was lovely racecraft from the Frenchman, with Glow in ninth and Kalitka in 10th. I think in 11th place we had Ricky. 12th place we had. No, no, yeah, 12th place we had Mika. 13th place, who was it? Let me try and remember this one actually. Because I feel like, wow, that. Oh, Juan in 13th, as Manbeko said. 14th, Phoenix, the Lithuanian, having a cruise there. And then 15th, being Mystic himself. With, I think, who was the one who DNF'd? Gelbrad. He retired at the end of the race. But wow, what a thrilling HL race. And ladies and gents, boys and girls, everyone around the world, thank you so much for tuning in for what was a banger. Obviously, racing standards were a bit sketchy at points, but it still delivered. And yeah, this is from your favorite South Africa, Ewa, and goodbye.